Hello. Hello. All right, listen, you know, we are here to fight for our post office. Post office was created in 1792. See, I got this mirror hooked up behind the lens. The way this camera is, that's a viewfinder like an old 4 by 5 I looked at the other day. It was like a couple of grand, I guess. Easy to get the sheet film. I used it some. I got some nice negatives. But if you don't have a really good lens on the lens board, it's really not worth the effort. It did get me respect if I had a 4 by 5 in my hand, and it was how I got to take some photographs of pilot. I can't grasp his name right away, but he was flying around. He was an astronaut, or he was in astronaut training. He was flying around showing off the plane T-38 or T-28. I forget why they did the numbers backwards. It was that little stubby wing thing. But the thing we've got going on now, Chris Hedges inspires me when he says there's an imperative to have a revolution. So I respond to this imperative, and I'm your man. I'm your revolutionary. I learned from the revolutionary life, that it led to despair and isolation. Seemed like that was what ended up for most of my high-level contemporaries and a lot of other people as we tried to withdraw. A lot of people withdrew to really took it serious and didn't stay in the overall society and moved out to places like Humboldt County and learned how to be good criminals. They stopped they didn't even want to give money to normal, and they've done a lot to get it legalized for them and their people, and they have the land and land trust, and we'll see how that goes as far as what I say about the hippies and the right wing. Sure, we didn't want any more big government because all it did to us was oppress us. And I'm sick to death myself of states' rights. Feds made pot illegal. It wasn't states made it illegal. They just were, going along with J. Edgar Hoover and everybody down the border. Like what the drug war facts tell you is that it's all about persecuting the oppression of Hispanics and black working people on the borders by these, tough guy sheriffs down there. The whole history they put in the movies, we don't believe it. It's not all fiction. They show you the pictures. We see, well, you can find a movie about everything. You don't even have to read anymore, but you do have to read to get to the truth. Brain control is real. There was a really great mind control song I put on my Facebook a while back. I haven't been using Facebook much. It's improved, but it hurt me. I hit clear, delete. We hear delete doesn't have. I hit clear conversation, and my daughter still got the message. I was venting, Tough times. If you want me to really tell you, I'll tell you, but I don't need to tell you. Low class stuff in my life turned out to be a lot of it. I didn't ever expect it to be that way, but you get poorer and poorer and different things happen. You can't retire debts. All my debts, all my crimes are crimes of poverty. All my crimes are crimes of poverty. You can't live with me, but now I'm a criminal. 'Cause I'm not a rich guy. Rich guy's crimes Anyway, I've been writing all these great notes with my new pen. See? It says 1792 post office was created. Post office and post office roads guaranteed sanctity of mail. Established the right to personal privacy in the mail, U.S. mail, 1792. Principles otherwise were, system of postal orders was set up. It was a service. And those postal orders, we still use them. Began 1864 was the free mail delivery, began in large cities. This is important too because my brother one time said, we're fighting for the post office. And later on I thought about it, I was like, it's great we're fighting for the post office. I'm saying, well, if we want a revolution, we want the revolution, keep the post office keep going. We do, don't we? And the drugstore is open. But it was the Pendleton Civil Service Act, Reform Act of 1883 that established the principle of meritocracy, no more patronage. And that's what, I got more notes. I got more notes, but where are they? Civilization poem. The hatred for civilization comes from anger at the invisible thieves. Anger at the invisible thieves, we hate the rentiers who made up deeds to what is obviously ours. Elementary school. What do your enemies plan to do to you today to hurt you, preventing your success with tactical daily attacks behind our backs? Elementary school. Economic models used by the Fed are for finance negatively affect the majority to give the majority, most people, wage slave status. Diphtherio put out a show. He's a podcaster on naked capitalism. It was yesterday. It was worth time to watch, but it stands for non-accelerating rate of unemployment. Some of it has to do with Fed policies, which don't do anybody any good, except the insiders of finance. I said I was writing, but I was writing after I wrote Nehru. It was like, don't pay labor so much the goal of these companies that the functions of the business are ignored. Wage slave. Slave wages have no relationship to increases in productivity, and CEOs, fixed boards, take all productivity increases. That's how come there's money to take. This is the big one here, because I was thinking about how you're going to get $15 an hour for everybody. Because there are a lot of small businesses, franchises, stuff like that, plead all about. If it's really true, and big government means big benefits, right? Subsidize qualifying small business to cover immediate wage increases. And that's a legitimate action of big government. Big government ought to mean big benefits. And you have to do something about currency relationships between nations, so that a living wage is a living wage. Everybody has all these corporations, international corporations. If they're going to get charter for a corporation meant that it was supposed to do the public good. So the United States can jerk people's charters, but and also it looks like so many people are moving to the UK to get tax benefits, and Americans are just stuck taking care of themselves and working class. It's their country. How are we going to make that happen? All infrastructure, big government means big benefits, right? My big head is in here. I soldered all these parts together. And I'm going to see if it works. But I learned a lot making this one. I like this design. But I gotta get this design better. I gotta get this design. I got this other piece of wood out there. This design is long and thin because nice balance. But getting I went all out with pickup placement. All right, folks, I'm having trouble. My plan is sort of working out where I got this mirror behind the lens, but I don't know. I wanted to play the guitar. Those are my notes. I've been putting them on Twitter. We're going to find out if Guy Kawasaki's right or not, because Guy says that, you can succeed using social media. I don't know. I got my doubts. But you could buy all the stuff I've written. Buy one of my books. One of them. But the Poor Buzz thing is good. And the other one's good too. The other ones are good too. I took the worst one and I yanked it. Okay? That was one of the 2 passports. I just yanked one of them. So now there's only one. You got a collector's item if you got the other. You got a collector's item with 300 start outs that were different. Talk to you later. Bye.